Welcome to On the Way to School, your 6-minute daily boost for educators and administrators. I'm Christopher S. Dennis, and today, let's elevate our journey together. All right, welcome to On the Way to School, folks. Happy Wednesday. We're here in the hump at the midpoint of the week and the midpoint of the month. I mean, November is, it's thorough, I tell you. I used a picture of a whitewater rafting to open a meeting yesterday of, the calm and then the splash. And it definitely feels like November is the splash. So yesterday I had a pretty exciting day. Was able to kind of start with a task force, visit some elementary classrooms, and then close out with a strategic planning team meeting. And, hey, if I had to grade myself out on the day, I think I started strong. But in the two classrooms I visited, I read a book in 4th grade and then talked about social justice with 6th grade. I could have been a little stronger, a little tighter in my delivery in those classes, but I appreciate the teachers for giving me grace and space to just be with the students and kind of pick up on their energy. It's a little late in the semester for me to just have my first visit in there with them, but the kids are doing great. Teachers are doing an amazing job. And I always like to get in a little early so I could just catch what they're working on. So in the 4th grade, they were working on some math and they were just on it. They were on it. It was great. And in the 6th grade, they were kind of closing out a project they worked on, which was just really special using the UN sustainability goals. So it's really cool, really cool. And, like I said, hey, but I could have delivered a little bit stronger. And that's because the teachers are so great. I had to step my game up. So, but today I wanted to just kind of weigh in on decision making, the emotional weight of decisions. It takes a deep impact on students, families, faculty, and staff trying to understand why we came to a decision or why this was, brought to us. And as an administrator and a decision maker, sometimes you can take a lot of feedback from constituents and people and peers and even your supervisor, but some decisions solely rest on your shoulders, and they can be quite draining. And a lot of folks don't necessarily see the research and the buildup going into making the decisions, and sometimes people are ready to provide feedback and solutions after the public part of the decision has been made. And it would have been helpful at times to get that information well in advance so that most people could be taken care of. But in some cases, people withhold their feedback or their support until they see if it sinks or swims. And that's weighty. So, as a leader, when you're balancing the, fairness and empathy while also adhering to policy, it can be isolating. You can second guess yourself. You can, at times, take a long time to recover from a good or a bad decision just by the way people are reacting to it. And the majority of the day is built with decisions that you're making that allow people to not have to be impacted by them. A lot of the things that I'm a part of, I'm contributing, I'm helping make decisions, I'm bridging the gap. And most folks just wouldn't know that I had a hand in it. And I prefer that a lot of times because I tell folks like, hey, you can graduate from this, students, you can graduate from here. You don't necessarily need to know me in that way, because my job is to make sure the organization, the operation runs smoothly. But I also know that on a severe breakdown of communication or a very challenging day, those are the days where I'm going to be called in, I'm going to be needed. And that comes with the territory, but it does not mean that the emotional impact isn't there. And, sometimes can remember times where, I had too much fret. I've talked about fret before, but you've got to be able to take care of yourself. Okay. But I think for faculty, staff, and families, it's important to know, like, your administrators are human. They take in a lot. They carry it on their shoulders. And sometimes we take it out on each other. And sometimes we take it out on the people we love the most. So that's hard to do, but give some grace, especially at this point in the year. We're winding into the critical grading periods where we're evaluating faculty, we're preparing to make hires, we're transitioning things. There's a lot going on. So the emotional weight of the decisions may leave less time for the small get-togethers or the chit-chats or things like that. We may be a little pressed for time. So I'd just say, lean in and give grace as you can, but always offer, a positive, upbeat solution if you've got one, because they actually can go a long way. So anyway, just wanted you to, take in, the emotional weight of decisions that folks are carrying, especially after world trauma and things like that show up. It's a trying time. It's a trying time. So, hey, hang in there, and we'll get into some good stuff for the rest of the week on Thursday and Friday. But I'm hoping you're having a great day on the way to school. Thanks for joining me on the way to school. Stay inspired, stay motivated, and keep making a difference. I'm Christopher S. Dennis. See you tomorrow.